Hey, what's up guys? It's Rick with the Digital Divide, and today I want to take you on a tour of my nerd room. Now, I moved about 6 months ago into a new space, and I have a lot more room to display things. In my old place, I kind of had everything condensed into one room, and it was kind of sloppy. I had figures kind of just nailed all over the walls and what have you, so this is a much cleaner setup, I think, in my opinion. And I've got a lot of new stuff as well that you may not have seen if you watched that old video. The video quality on that one was also horrendous, so I just wanted to do a little bit of an update. So this is my game room for obvious reasons. I have a full 8-foot pool table in here. I've also got a dartboard set up, and I've got my record player in here and a bunch of board games. It's really set up to entertain. Underneath the fireplace here, I've got my mini Stirling engine that is completely functional, and I've got some beautiful vintage die-cast cars here, a Ford Mustang and an old convertible Chevy. To the left of that, I have this beautiful Harley-Davidson replica, and then to the left of that, I have some dinosaur-related items. My favorite of which is this replica Tyrannosaurus Rex skull, and then I have this mosquito cast in resin. Beneath that, I have just some books and some evil Star Wars droids hanging out over here. And then beneath that, I have some more die-cast cards. I did start collecting these recently whenever I find them in the wild, and then I have a bunch of board games. The real nerd room is the one next to it, which is my office/man cave. This is my main gaming computer. Above that, I have some of my favorite graded comic books. To the left of that, I have my arcade machine here, and then just a bunch of toys. My work-from-home setup is also in this room. If you look at it from another angle, I do have a little Batman shrine that I just recently put up here on the left, and we'll get into detail on a lot of this stuff later. I do have this retail-style shelving unit that I had to get because I have so many retro 90s and 80s toys that I needed a shelf to display them on, so I had to buy this. And this isn't even a fraction of what I have, but at the bottom is mostly all Star Wars stuff. Above that is X-Men stuff and some Spider-Man figures, and then above that is Star Trek figures. And then above that, I've got some Ninja Turtle stuff, and then above that, I have some more X-Men figures. Now, above my toy shelf here, I've got some miniature arcade machines, Contra, Space Invaders, Bad Dudes, and Burger Time. And then above that, I have some mini Masters of the Universe toys, as well as this Warhammer toy, Captain America, and then this Harry Potter Quidditch ball. Above that, I have the first appearance of Gambit and the first appearance of the Defenders. And next to that, we have some Star Wars boxes here, some Dungeons and Dragons figures, and I also I store my electric bike indoors because I don't want anyone to snatch it. Oh, and I don't want to miss this. This is beautiful. I recently picked up this amazing Ghostbusters Ecto 1. Absolutely beautiful die-cast metal. And then I have these random Mighty Max figures, some more X-Men figures, Charmander that I picked up recently, plush Mega Man, Rick and Morty, Ghost Rider, Pikachu. Above that, I have the first solo run of Wolverine. I have Spider-Man book signed by Stan Lee, and then the first solo run of Moon Knight. To the right of my work-from-home setup, I have some pop figures here. I've got Stan Lee, I've got Boba Fett, 3CPO, Ashoka, R2-D2, I've got Spider-Man 2099, Captain Carter, Batmobile, some Ninja Turtle pop figures over here, and then at the bottom I have a Star Trek one. And then above all that, I have some Marvel statues and some other assorted collectibles. The first one here is Captain America, followed by Thanos, then Daredevil. I've got Iron Man, that one looks awesome. And then in the center here, I have Grogu. This one is really incredible looking. I've got Spider-Man over here, and then to the right of him, I have Doctor Strange, and then Wolverine, and then not last but least, I've got Vision over here. And then I have some Spawn toys in the background here. I've got the Haunt, the Redeemer, Gunslinger Spawn, and then the OG Spawn over here. Then I have a random He-Man figure over here, and then another Stan Lee pop. This is my favorite piece. It's the Mandalorian Black Label series. And then I've got some DC stuff on the left here, Superman and Joker. And then above my arcade machine here, I've got some other random plushes that I picked up, as well as my replica Star Wars lightsaber. And then above that, I've got some really cool looking, like, retro-inspired artwork from the 50s, and then this Captain America shield. Beneath that, I've got a replica Iron Man helmet. And then here's a closer look of my Batman shrine. I've got a few things here. I've got the Batman Multiverse figure. I've got this retro Batmobile over here. I've got this Todd McFarlane 12-inch statue here. I've got a collectible card, a lunch bin, this retro pixel art, and then my copy of Batman number 423, rated by CGC to 7.5. To the left of that, I have my main gaming computer / editing station. Above that, I have a bunch of graded comics. These are just my favorites at the moment. What I've got up right now is The Amazing Spider-Man 101, which is the first appearance of Morbius. I also have Captain Carter number 1. This is the first appearance of Captain Carter. This one's actually signed by Haley Atwell. I got to meet her at a convention. She is the actress that plays her in the MCU. And then next to that, we've got Giant-Size X-Men. This is the first appearance of Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Thunderbird, and the second full appearance of Wolverine. Next to that, we have the Hulk number 181. This is signed and sketched by Roy Thomas, the first full appearance of Wolverine. Next to that, we have this beautiful Virgin Deadpool 13 cover with Scarlet Witch and Vision. Next to that, we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, signed by Stan Lee. This is the first appearance of Cindy Moon, who becomes Silk. Above that, we have King Size Annual Avengers number 10, which is the first appearance of Rogue and Madeline Pryor. Next to that, we have Marvel Superheroes number 18, which is the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Next to that, we have Marvel Spotlight number 5, which is the first appearance of Ghost Rider. Next to that, we have The Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1. This is the first appearance of Sinister Six. Unfortunately, it's a pretty low grade. And I've got the Amazing Spider-Man number 41, which is the first appearance of Rhino. We've got The Tomb of Dracula number 1, which is the first appearance of Dracula in the Marvel Comics. Above that, we have Something is Killing the Children number 1. And next to that, we have Avengers number 181, which is the first appearance of Scott Lang, and this is signed. And then we have Secret Wars number 8. This is a newsstand edition, graded at an 8.5. And then we've got the first appearance of Nova, also a newsstand edition. Next to that, we have Marvel Spotlight number 2, which is the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. And then lastly, we have She-Hulk number 1, which is obviously the first appearance of She-Hulk. So most of my nerd things are contained within these first two rooms when you walk into my place. You've got the gaming room with the pool table, and then you have my nerd room, which is where a lot of my collectibles are housed. But I do have some other things scattered around the place. If you walk into my bedroom, I have a wall of comic books above my bed as well. A lot of these are graded, and there's just too many to go over, but I've got a bunch of stuff here. And this isn't even a fraction of what I've got. A lot of it's in storage because I just don't have the room to display it all. To the right of that, these are the only 4 reprints that I hang up as wall art. Then I have a signed piece of art there. And then in the corner here, I have my little retro gaming station. I didn't want this to take up a lot of space. I wanted it to be just a small little corner that I could pick up and play some retro gaming if the mood strikes me. The majority of my gaming is modern these days, but I wanted the option to be able to pick up and play some old school games. So I've got some collectibles all over the place, and then a bunch of retro gaming, retro video games, and then I've got a little CRT monitor here that everything's connected to. I have a PlayStation 2, Nintendo 64, Genesis, original Xbox, and Sega Saturn plugged into this specific setup. I do have a few more systems in the other room. If we jump over to the living room, I've got a couple of consoles in here as well. Specifically, I have my Super Nintendo Classic hooked up here, as well as my Nintendo Wii. I've got a Plex server set up here, as well as my PlayStation 5. And that's really about it as far as gaming stuff is concerned for the moment. I do have one random graded comic here, The Last Ronin. I don't know why I put it here. I was just running out of space. And then, in this cabinet, I do have some more collectible toys. I've got some Ninja Turtle stuff here at the bottom, and then above that I have a bunch of mini arcade machines, and then I have some Micro Machines Star Trek ships. And then above that, I have some more Ninja Turtle stuff. But that's really going to do it for me today, guys. I just wanted to give you an updated tour. I'm always interested in seeing other people's setups. If you want to post yours in the link below, I'll be happy to watch it and give you some feedback on that. But until then, thanks for watching.